Hello.
Hi, hello. Is this Delwayne?
This is him.
Hey, Delwayne. This is Tommy Bryson. How are you?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Just want you to know this call is gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded. Cool.
That's cool.
All right. How can I help, bro?
So honestly, I don't even know where to start. I'm active duty in the Navy. I've been here for about 10 years,
Thank you for your
and
service.
I appreciate that. And I'm at this point now to where I'm actually getting out, and they just gave me the notification I'm getting out in like 59 days.
Nice.
Um, and have just been trying to solidify myself financially. Wasn't in a position to do it this entire time, and then now I'm actually doing my research, actually building the foundation and getting the consistency, to be able to save money and then invest, the money that I make.
Okay.
And I look at it. I look at your video. I've been looking at your videos periodically for the last couple of years, and I mean the main
Well,
thing I enjoy is the consistency.
thank you.
Um, which is I know that's not an easy thing to do. And to this day, I don't know how you do it, but I'm trying to go down that path of consistency as far as reading, as far as meditation, as far as finance, and really, I just I kind of just don't know where to start. I mean, there's so much information out there, and there's so many things to do. Right now I read The Richest Man in Babylon not too long ago,
Nice.
and created the foundation of just 10% of all my earnings, goes into a savings, and I'm just trying to build that discipline. But of course, and I was watching one of your videos not too long ago. You were saying, that money in saved in the bank is really just going to be that money. It's not going to do anything. It holds no
Yeah.
power. So
Yeah.
of course, you invest it. But yeah, man, just don't know what to do.
All right, Delwayne. So it sounds like you're in the Navy. You're getting out in 59 days, and life is about to be a little bit different. And you kind of want to look for like, hey, what's next? Sounds right?
Yeah, yeah, that's about right.
Okay. So my first question would kind of be, what are you interested in? Because you can have like personal finance, which is what I do, and that's basically what I teach is very simple. It's just you going ahead and learning how to manage your personal finances in order to basically grow like passive income. That's really all we do here. So that's like
Yeah,
something you can do basically on the side. You can spend 1 hour a month, but it's not really like a career type thing, right? It's like once you have like the habits in place, it's fairly easy to do. But as far as like the job that comes after and the career that comes after it, that's a little different. So before we get into that though, let me ask you a few questions, okay? What's your income? And what's going to be your income once you leave?
income right now is
Net.
uh that's about 70,000 a year.
No, per month.
Oh, per month. I'm sorry. Per month,
Net.
I forget. I think
When
about
when do you
six,
get paid, bro?
first and the 15th.
Okay, so on the okay, so you get paid bi-weekly, right?
Yeah.
All right, how much do you get in the check bi-weekly?
In
Net.
my bi-weekly right now, so I just got paid not too long ago. It was about $3,100.
3,100. So that means you're bringing in around $6,200 every single month. And is that gonna stay the same after 59 days, or is it gonna change?
It's definitely going to change.
To what?
I'm well, it's going to change because now I'm in the process of trying to find employment, but I'm in the position where that might be a little bit better. That's
Okay.
actually what I'm see because, of course, when you get out of the military, there are certain benefits and
Yeah.
uh, different things like that. So it might be more.
Yeah, so that's my main question, right? Because what I'm trying to figure out now, I'm asking you this because I want to find out exactly. So you're bringing in around $74,400 a year, if what you told me is like exactly what it is, which is
Hmm.
awesome. And then when you leave the military, you're still gonna be getting checks, right? Like it
Yeah.
might not be the same, but you will be getting some type of check. So my
Hmm.
first question would be like, yo, find out exactly how much you're getting, because that's not like a random number that they just choose to give you. It should be like an exact number. So you find
Yeah.
out, hey, how much are you gonna get? Do you know?
Yeah. So right now, I'll be looking at about $2,800 a month. Just
2,800.
yeah.
All right, not bad. And then my next question is, for example, how much money do you have in cash, like saved up?
I got a little bit over 10,000 just saved.
How long have you been in the military? I mean, in the Navy?
10 years.
10 years. Okay.
Mhm.
And how long have you been making 74,000 for?
Uh, 6, 7, about 4 years.
Okay. All right. So $10,000 is like 10 times better than the average person. But I don't want you to use that as a metric for success because $10,000 saved up in total, and you've been making $74,000 for a while now. It's not
Hmm.
that great,
Yeah.
right? The goal is to like improve a lot more. So you have like what this shows me is I have a lot of water going into my bucket, but I have a massive hole, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Makes sense because you don't have any savings really compared to what your income actually is.
Most
Okay.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
$2,800, and what other skills, right? What are you looking to do after you're done with the military as far as like a career? Do you have any
Uh,
idea?
as far as a career, I'm actually looking at an HR position right now. Just for something to start up. I
Okay.
haven't. Well, I have an HR position that I'm actually looking at, but I just got my insurance adjuster's license. So I'm actually looking at doing insurance adjusting, which, from what my understanding is, pays out pretty good.
And is that commission or is that salary?
That is, what is it? It's neither. It's you're working as a contractor, basically.
Oh, so okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I
You
have a
have a
member.
house?
Yes, I do.
Is it paid off?
No.
Okay. So, all right. I'm just trying to draw a picture here.
Mhm.
Okay. So, overall, you're about to leave the military. You're about to be making $2,800. You have $10,000 in savings. Do you have any debt?
Yeah.
Well, how much do you owe in debt?
Oh, do I have any debt?
Yeah.
Am I including the house?
Not yet.
Okay. Money and debt,
Credit
probably.
cards, personal loans, cars.
Cars, cars 19. Personal loans, so probably like 28 grand, if that. But I'm getting rid of my car soon, so it'll be less than that.
How much is your car worth?
The car is worth right now about 18. Well, no, no, the car's worth, yeah, it's worth 18. So I still owe 19 on it. So I probably could just pay that other 1,000 just to get rid of it, so I don't have to pay any
Yeah,
interest.
that's a great idea. So you have
Yeah.
house, groceries. Okay, this is an amazing problem to solve. Um, Yeah. So here's the only way I can like help you with this is like me trying to put myself in your shoes, right? So the good thing is that you do have job prospects for when you actually like leave the Navy in the next 59 days. So that's awesome. So if you get the HR position, now me personally, I would go for the sure thing and then build out the contracting thing like on my free time because I do
Yeah.
need the extra income. So if I can get like an
Mhm.
HR position and say like, hey, I'm gonna make like 15, $20 off of this like secure 8 hours a day, that's
Mhm.
awesome. So you have
Yeah.
that money plus your money that you get from the Navy. All right, cool. I'm making like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. All right, great. So what do I do next, right? If I
Yeah.
have $28,000, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at exactly what my expenses are versus my income. Your new income. I would say like maybe like $4,000 to make it like a little bit more appropriate, right? So if
Yeah.
you making 4,000, what are you spending money on? And you have to understand necessities versus need. Necessities are gonna be housing, and
Hmm.
housing should not be more than a third of your income. So that means no more than 33% on housing, or even cheaper, whether you're renting. And by the way, you have a house. So what's your mortgage right now?
Mortgage is uh 23.75.
2375. You bought a mansion.
Well, that's including HOA fees. Um, well, let me pull it up. 23.75. It's in Houston.
2375. Yeah, I mean, to support like a house like that, you gotta be making like according to what I teach, right? You gotta be making around like $7,100.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because it's like what I teach is you get it on a 15-year mortgage. You got it on 30, right?
Hmm.
So you got it on a
Yeah.
30, and then on top of that, it can't be more than a third of your income. If this thing was like on a 15-year mortgage, most likely it would be a lot more expensive. How much do you owe on that house?
Right now I owe, because I got it about 4 years ago. I'm not. I wouldn't. I'd
You
be
got it
lying if I.
40 years ago?
No, 4 years ago. Four.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's going on here? Like, how long have you been paying this mortgage for?
yeah. It's still there. No.
All right, go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
it's actually already gone up in equity, and
Cool.
I kind of want to be in a position to possibly sell it because it's gone up. It's gone up almost 100,000, and I'm just like I could just sell that, and then kind
How
of work my way up past that.
how much do you owe?
I got to find that out.
Yeah. So
Um, yeah, I
ballpark.
don't. Ballpark about I'd say like 198,000.
$198,000. So all right. So here, and is it like a duplex? Is it like a single family? How many rooms?
It's a single family. It's like a 5 bedroom.
5 bedrooms?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't live there, right?
No, not anymore.
Okay. All right. So here are the options you can kind of go through. Okay. So first of all, we need a budget, and that
Mhm.
basically means our expenses. Also, for example, our income. Cut out everything we don't need. The things we do need are, for example, just house, utilities, groceries, transportation. No more than $200 per person when you're broke. On food, transportation. As far as this car, you owe $19,000 on it. Good news is you could set aside $1,000 for your emergency account, and then you
Mhm.
grab the rest of the money. You sell the car, you pay the difference. You probably pocket like around $8,000 to $7,000, which is great. So you have $7,000 to go ahead and basically get yourself a decent beater car. Maybe like for
Yeah.
$5,000, right? Now you're moving around, you're riding around. You have left like $3,000. That other money, what I would do is I would put it towards debt, which leaves you with around $4,000 to $5,000 in debt. With my
Mhm.
job as an HR plus my money from the Navy, from all the work I did, I'm gonna grab all that money. I'm gonna put it towards this debt to pay it off as fast as possible. Make sense?
Mhm.
Okay, so once that's done, I'm gonna save for emergencies, 3 to 6 months. But you see, the big problem with this is, right, when you leave the military, I mean the Navy, sorry about that, you're gonna be like, it's like $2,800. Your
Mhm.
mortgage is $2,300. And if
Yeah.
this job doesn't go through, you're gonna be in deep waters. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you have a choice where you can say, well, I bought this house, and by the way, the thing with Texas is everybody's moving there from California to over there or Las Vegas, so
Sure.
that's why prices are so crazy right now, and also the whole pandemic. So you kind of are like in a perfect storm where you can basically sell sell a car for a very good price, and you can sell a
Mhm.
house for a lot of money. So the
Yeah.
options are, if you do sell this house, which is a possibility. You have any kids?
I have three.
You have 3 kids. You have a wife?
Divorced.
Is the ex-wife and the kids in the house?
Yeah. Of course. Which what I would do is because she actually wants to be somewhere else, so we're probably gonna have to split that. But um,
Mm.
that's the issue. So it's just
And
like
you pay the whole thing?
yeah, I do.
Okay, so yeah, this gets a little bit more complex here, right? Because I'm not gonna tell you put 3 kids out on the streets.
No,
But
hell.
what I yeah, yes. But what I would say is, for example, if you guys do reach an agreement, and it sounds like, hey, you don't want to be here, and I don't want the house, because I don't want to live here either. If we sell the house because it's a great market right now, and we're able to both pocket, for example, 50K, 50K each, then you're able to kind of get like a good head start. So
Mhm.
now it's been a few months. You have $50,000. You have no debt. You have a fully funded emergency account. And you can start investing towards your retirement while you're doing the whole HR thing. All while you're doing this, obviously, you're renting. If you choose to go to Texas, where you planning to go? By the way, you planning to go to Texas?
It's honestly it's a toss up at this point. I could go back to Texas.
Well, this
Um,
HR job, where is it?
so the HR job is actually, and that's the great thing about it. It's in San Diego where I'm at right now, but it's
That's
remote.
expensive. Oh, it's remote. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. So you
So
can do it from anywhere.
I could do it from anywhere. So I can be
In,
in Texas for half a month and spend time with the kids, and then I can be in Barbados or something the other
yeah,
time.
yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
yeah, yeah. So that's great. If you can land this job and you actually do get it and it is a remote job, then what I would prioritize is living somewhere where my cost of living is very low, so I can basically maximize my investments and maximize
Hmm.
towards financial freedom. So again, to summarize here, It's 59 days. It's a countdown. I want to lock in this job so I can start working remote from it. Okay, great. I have that income secured. I'm gonna grab the car. I'm gonna sell it. Talk to my ex-wife about it. Hey, we're gonna sell this house or not? Split the money. All right, great. You have all this money. You're gonna pay off your debts using the avalanche method, which is what I recommend. Meaning, for example, you pay the debt with the highest APR. That way you save money mathematically. But in this case, you'll be paying it all off just like that, which is awesome. Then you
Mm.
focus on saving 3 to 6 months of emergencies. And remember, when you do get a place to rent, whether it's in Texas or whatever it is, don't get a fancy skyrise apartment. Get like
Mm.
something normal. Even for you, like a studio would be fine until you kind of say like, hey, I want to buy a place, or I don't want to buy a place, or I want to go over here. It's okay to wait 1, 2, 3 years until you decide I want to buy a house here, or I don't want to buy a house here. Just don't wait 5 to 10 years. That's a whole different game. Make sense?
Most definitely.
So once you have the emergency account, 3 to 6 months, then I move towards, for example, hey, I'm going to start investing into my Roth IRA or into the 401k that the San Diego company actually offers me. If they have a match, I'm going to be putting down between 10 to 20%, all of the extra money that I have left over, because again, you're not going out like crazy to eat out. You're not overspending your money anymore. And by the way, make sure you include in this, for example, what do you call this word? The money you have to give your ex-wife and your kids.
Oh, alimony.
Yeah, alimony. Yeah, so include this in your budget, obviously, because your budget, your necessary things are gonna be house, utilities, grocery, transportation, and also alimony, right? That's included, and also tithing if you tithe. So that's the idea. But all the money that's left over, you're gonna put it towards. Hey, I'm gonna start building up this savings for my down payment on a home while you're still investing at 10-20%, and then you go ahead if you decide to buy a home. The rules I follow are called the 33% rule on a 15-year mortgage. So the house you buy this time is going to be no more than a third of your income, which in this case would be maybe like $5,000. That's your income. And then a third of that might be like, what is it like exactly? Let me just shoot you that number real quick. Maybe like 1650, and you have to get it, for example, on a 15-year mortgage, including all of the expenses of this home. So the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, the HOA, everything included. And that way, the home you buy is fairly cheap. So if things go wrong, you still have the money from the Navy to actually help you cover some of these bills. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now,
So,
this
but
is,
but just
go ahead.
just to reiterate, you said 33% rule on a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just so you don't get confused, right? It's just basically no more than a third of your monthly income should be spent on all of the expenses that are associated with this house. Meaning, like the mortgage, not the utilities, of course, but like the insurance, the taxes on the property, the HOA on the property, like all those factors that are part of this house. That's basically your budget. Not more than a third of that for your income. Make sense?
Gotcha.
On a 15-year mortgage, because
Mm-hmm.
this same budget of 1650 on a 30-year mortgage gets you a much larger house but a
Mm-hmm.
lot more debt. But on a 15-year mortgage, it constrains you to a cheaper house that you're actually able to pay off a lot sooner. Okay.
Mm. Gotcha. Okay.
Now, let's say though, right? This is option one, and that's the option I would probably go with. But let's say Delwayne, for example, you say, well, what if I wanna like build a skill or like get into something different while I'm doing this whole plan? That's fine. But I would do it on my free time because I want to make sure I'm secured and I'm
Mm-hmm.
making this plan for my future. But when I'm not working that 9 to 5 and I have that 5 to 10, I'm gonna spend those 5 hours dedicating it, for example, whether it's to the insurance stuff or whether it's to grabbing a new skill in a trade school, college, or online with a course or whatever it is to build more income. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely does.
That's the overall thing. And by the way, I think in the beginning of the video you hinted a little bit at YouTube. Are you interested in YouTube?
I am. So aside from military and all this other stuff, I've been vegan for the last 4.5 years.
Awesome.
And I got my following on Instagram. I started this Instagram page where I'm just like going around, reviewing like vegan food or whatever. And it got pretty popular, but then I was realizing while I was doing it, although it was growing, one, I'm not making any money from it, and two, I didn't want to be an influencer. I wanted to influence, but I didn't want to be an influencer.
What does that
So
mean?
basically, a lot of people are just chasing the next big clickbait thing, and it's just it's not like I have these three rules when it comes to social media, as far as like actually trying to gain a substantial following and actually doing something. It's entertainment, engagement, and education. So it's just like when I do things, I want to cover all three if I do it. And a lot of times you see the big influencers, um, they're just trying to entertain because they know it's clickbait. Or like, an example that you've given is just like people within the financial business, when it comes to YouTube, they'll give you like the next big thing that everybody's talking about, but they're giving you wrong information.
Mm.
So it doesn't tie in
So
that triangle of,
so
social
so
media.
you want to kind of like retain your morality, and that makes
Yeah.
sense. So here's what I will say, right? If that is of interest, right, and you do have a following and you're vegan and you want to monetize that and all that good stuff, the idea would be, for example, yo, I have that 5 to 10 space to work on this, and I wouldn't quit my job. I wouldn't
Hmm.
stop doing this plan at all. But for example, if this whole vegan thing does become like, hey, this is making me 6 figures and I want to quit the HR job and continue the plan with this new income, that's fine. But as far as how you monetize it, you got to study it, right? So when I wanted to learn about YouTube, after I failed for a long time, I started reading books on YouTube, taking courses on YouTube, watching free videos on YouTube about how the algorithm works and all that stuff, right? So the minute you spoke about vegan, the first thing that came to my mind is, okay, I have an Instagram with a following. I can do, for example, a cookbook. I can do like a little PDF with the benefits of being vegan. I can have like a YouTube channel like showing off the meals, showing off my results, my workout schedule, or whatever it is. I can have a blog. I can have consultations. There are a lot of ways to monetize this. Make sense?
Exactly. Yeah,
And
most
the
definitely.
big thing is, for example, right? When you're making this entertainment content, you have to understand, right? It's YouTube and it's also Instagram. And if Instagram and YouTube, if you're going against what they're promoting, then you're not gonna get anywhere. So even
Hmm.
me, I have to include, for example, the whole trendy content like Bitcoin or this or that, and I hate it. But when I do include it, what do? I say, hey, this is what people are talking about. Here's the information. So I'm trying to educate you on it. Here's what I honestly think about it. But I'm not gonna morph my opinion to get more views. Does that make sense?
Most
It's more
definitely.
like acknowledging something. So if there's like this new like regime or new diet thing, and you know like it's not really a good one, and everyone's talking about it, it's okay to make the clickbait title with the clickbait thumbnail. But then the actual content of the video, that's where the morality stands. That's where you say, hey, this is what people are talking about. This is the entire idea. Here's where it sucks, and here's why I don't like it. And here, like, there's where you put in all the information, right? Because the way you get people in, people might complain about it, but it's because if you don't do those things, you won't get any views whatsoever. You get me?
Hmm. Yeah, most
And
definitely.
the fan base you build, as long as you're transparent about what you're doing and you're being honest about what you're doing, they will understand it. If you get 2 3 comments saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe this, that's
Yeah,
fine. It's no, you can't please everybody. But if
yeah.
your content is real, that's all you need to do, man. So you got Monday to Friday. You got 5 hours free every single day. 5 times 5 is 25. You got 25 hours to do the whole social media thing, which is enough for 1 or 2 videos on YouTube, which is enough
Hmm.
for taking a lot of pictures, building a cookbook, making a course, or whatever you want to do around it. And also enough time to actually go ahead and research things. You work out?
I do.
All right, when you work out, instead of listening to music, put on an audiobook.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I do now. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I definitely do that. And yeah, so and then just to go on what you're saying, like I know that there's so many different things that I can monetize with it. I
Yeah,
just
but you got to lock in, bro.
yeah,
You can't be
yeah.
all over the place. That's one thing, right? If I have like 15,000 channels about different things, you gotta lock in. As long
Mm.
as what you're doing is going along with your niche, I don't care. Like it's probably gonna work out. So if you have vegan, a cookbook about veganism, a video about veganism, consultation about veganism, that's fine. But when you're going from vegan to now look at this museum that I checked out and look how cool this stuff is and look at my
Yeah,
workout program, that's more like you're gonna slice your or spread yourself too thin, like people say. Make sense?
most definitely. Yeah, I definitely agree.
That's
I
all it is,
definitely.
brother. But you can have like an amazing quick start because you're in a lucky place right now, man. You can sell your car for a good amount of money. You can sell the house in a very good market. You can rent for a while in a nice area, and you can be solid while you have the HR job and you build up your business.
Hmm. Yeah. So that and honestly, that's the plan. It's just that, of course, any and everybody, no matter how long you serve in the military, There's um, that issue of what if. So that becomes a factor.
What if
And
what?
I mean, just when you've been in the same career for over a decade or 2 decades for people who stay longer, it's just like, okay, well, now what do I do? Like, of
Yeah,
course
yeah,
you
I feel you.
but the civilian life is definitely entirely different from the military side. But we just don't know what's on that other side because we've been out so long.
When
Or
did you when did you join the Navy?
10 years ago. So that's what 2011.
Yeah, and when you started, did you know everything?
No.
You started how? Step by step, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Take it the
pretty
same
much.
exact way, bro. You're gonna have messed up. You're gonna be messing up every now and then. You're gonna be telling somebody stand at attention. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just take things step by step. Set like your ground rules for yourself, and just take things day by day. Like it's not gonna change overnight, and it's gonna be an adjustment period. That's all it is, and don't expect anything else.
Okay. Well, I got two more questions, and I'll leave you
Go,
alone.
go ahead, bro. You got time.
Okay. First question is the first question. Well, okay. So the first question I know off top was, why do you take these calls, or why did you put yourself on to do these calls?
Well, this is a very selfish thing. It's to practice solving, because the thing is, right, when you make all these big YouTube videos and you're like they have to like fit a bunch of different people, so you can't really like go ahead and say like, hey, this video is for you. So when you take these calls, you become very good at solving individual problems. So I get to solve your problem, but I also get to get a lot better at problem solving. And it also helps me with the building of the course I'm building, as far as like the financial freedom course. The whole plan I gave you is a part of that course. So it's all about like, okay, so if this person has this problem and I put them through this machine, do they come out having a better result?
Proof.
So the yeah, so the answer is to help, but it's also selfish because I get to get better at what I love doing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. I appreciate that. And then the last one was, what is your daily routine?
Um, the daily routine is I wake up at 4:20. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why 4:20. I go to the gym, eat breakfast, join a church group. I'm part of a church group. Um, Start working, finish work by 12. If I have calls, I take calls. If I don't have calls, I usually find something to do or I just chill and watch the movies, bro.
Okay.
And I usually on Thursday or Fridays, it's usually when I'm waking up in the morning instead of going to the gym. 'Cause I only work out 3 times a week. That's when
Mm.
I kind of like read books and kind of like study and do all that stuff. And one
Gotcha.
big thing, bro, is for you when you do become like an influencer and all this other stuff. And get over like the name of it. It doesn't matter. Whatever people want to call you or all this fancy stuff, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Um, but get really used to studying and becoming the best at your field. And that way, I promise you, if you're constantly reading a book about veganism or a book about carnivores, because you gotta expand in order to learn.
Of course.
But if you're constantly reading and learning and educating yourself, you're never going to run out of ideas. That's
Mm.
that's the overall thing, man. And don't complicate things and try to be a perfectionist. So whenever you find a good idea that kind of interests you, just lay out a video about it and be like, how does this help someone? And focus on just helping one person at a time. And then eventually you'll start to have like even a bigger following, a bigger following. Make sense?
Yeah.
And engage yourself and your success against yourself, because you have a YouTube channel.
I made one not too long ago. Yes.
What is it? Shout it out.
Uh, I wouldn't want to. I'm not ready for it yet.
All right, that's fine then.
Yeah.
But you got any subs or no?
Subs. Oh yeah, subscribers. I got. I mean, only a couple. Like, yeah, I
How,
only
how,
have
many?
in the
How many?
teens,
How
maybe
many do you
20.
have? 80-20, right? 18 to 20. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you have 20 subscribers and you look at me and say, okay, Tommy, you have 370 something thousand subscribers, you're gonna feel like poop.
Hmm.
So what I did in the very beginning is, because I felt that way, is I started engaging myself against myself. So you go into your analytics, you see your subscribers, how many you gain per day or per week, and you say, well, I want to get 5 subscribers, multiply, for example, by 52 weeks. That gives me X amount. I want to get to this goal by the end of the year. And you focus on improving yourself, compete with yourself. And if you just get better every single day against yourself, you're going to be a lot better off at the end of the year. And on top of that, when you look at us, for example, or the people in your field that are gonna be like in the diet thing, when you
Yeah.
look at them, don't look at them to compare yourself to them, but look at them to say, hey, you're doing this, so it means I can do it, obviously. But you made this video about this thing, and I know that you missed out this information or this new fact about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and recreate this video with better information, answering the questions you didn't answer, and make overall a better product. Don't think you're copying, you're improving. That's a part of the game too. Make sense?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
All right, brother. Thank you so much for the call. And by the way, these calls are not like a one-time thing, Delwayne. So if you want to call back in the next 59 days and you're like, yo, Tom, I got this, I got that, you can feel free to do so. Okay, bro?
I will definitely do that. Well, I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your service, and good luck on your new ventures, bro. Welcome to the long-term team.
All right.
All right, peace out. All right, guys. So that right there was Delwayne, man, and I gotta say, I have a lot of fun talking to people. You know what I'm saying? And when I say things, I really say things as they are. There's always, for example, like everyone wants to be like, oh, I did it for this and that. No, I tell you, like, oh, I did it for you guys too, but I kind of did it for myself too. It just is what it is. And it's kind of scary when you go from doing something for so long and now you have to change over to something completely different and you're just not sure if you can actually do it or actually capable of actually doing it. The way I would do it is take it step by step. That's the only way you get ahead in life. If you try to just dive in and be like, oh, why is not everything working? It just doesn't work like that. Everything in life is usually a step-by-step process. And when it's not a step-by-step process, like an elevator, when you get up there, you're like, I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? So that's my advice for this one. Thank you so much for the call. And if you guys want to call me back next time on the next video and next call, link is down below. Calls are free. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified. DM me on Instagram, Bryson. On top of that, more content here. My face is here. Subscribe and peace out. Long-term team is out.